Good evening. Welcome to the Planning and Consultation Committee meeting, Thursday the 10th of June, commencing at 7 p.m. Look, members of the public are advised the meeting will be live streamed and recorded. The live stream recording will be made publicly available on YouTube and Council's website. Nillumbik Shire Council respectfully acknowledges the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people as the traditional owners of the country on which Nillumbik is located, and we value the significance of the Wurundjeri people's history as essential to the unique character of the Shire. We pay tribute to all First Nations people living in Nillumbik, give respect to elders past, present and future, and extend that respect to all First Nations people. We respect the enduring strengths of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung and acknowledge the ongoing impacts of past trauma and injustices from colonial invasion, massacres and genocide committed against First Nations people. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people hold a deep and ongoing connection to this place. We value the distinctive place our First Nations people in both Nillumbik and Australia's identity, from their cultural heritage and care of the land and waterways to their ongoing contributions in many fields, including academia, agriculture, art, economics, law, sport and politics. Okay. Apologies and leave of absence. I know we do have no apologies. Any declarations of a conflict of interest? No? Okay. Can we just move to the confirmation of the minutes from the Tuesday the 13th of May? Could someone move that? Councillor Joyner, thank you. Second, Councillor Cope. Yes? Just need to have the motion moved. The motion moved, sorry. Thanks.
I move the minutes of the Planning and Consultation Committee meeting held on Tuesday the 13th of May 2025.
Thank you. And second by Councillor Cope. All those in favour? That is carried. Okay. We now move to officer reports and the Diamond Creek Dog Park upgrade. Do I have a mover of the motion? Councillor Perkins.
Thank you. I move that the committee acting under delegation from Council 1 notes the submissions received in relation to the Diamond Creek Dog Park Upgrade Project Draft Concept Plan. 2, considers the comments contained in the submissions. And 3, authorises officers to finalise the concept plan and seek endorsement from Council at a future Council meeting.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Joy, thank you. Councillor Perkins, would you like to speak?
Yeah, just briefly, the report talks to it, but we went out for consultation on the concept plan for the Diamond Creek Dog Park, which I was quite pleased with before it went out, and I'm sure Council was. There's a lot of good work put in by councillors and officers to get a very good concept plan up. Went out to consultation for a 3-week period. During that time, there were 395 visits to the consultation page and 368 unique visitors during the consultation period. So a lot of people looked at it, which was great to see. And 39 people made survey submissions, which is also good to see. The report talks to it, but I'll just highlight some of the responses percentage-wise to the questions. So the first question, do you prefer 2 small shelters as per the concept plan or 1 large shelter? 81% support 2 small shelters. So that was an overwhelming support for 2 small shelters. Second question, the passive dog area will be relocated. Do you support the proposed new location? That's to the front of the dog park. There was 95% support of that, as shown on the concept plan, which is great to see. The third question, new seating has been proposed at the dog park. Are you supportive of its location? So 95% of respondents are supportive of the location of the new seating. Also great. Do you support keeping the current dog agility course? Good to see that 84% of people who responded support retaining that dog agility course. Probably the best result was, do you support the inclusion of solar lighting at the dog park entries and shelters to improve accessibility. 100% support. So very, very strong again. And one which was sort of thrown in last minute, but well worth doing, was do you support the inclusion of a sand/digging pit? And that got 76% support. So basically, overwhelming support for the concept plan as exhibited. There'll be some minor improvements. Hopefully we can end up with shelters that are lit, solar lit, and ideally have USB charging points, just like the new ones at Alistair Knox Park. They're fantastic, I think. So hopefully we'll end up with perhaps 3 shelters, budget permitting, a small shelter in the small dog area and 2 small shelters in the larger area. Aside from that, I think the response was very good and a testament to the good work of officers. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors wish to speak?
Thank you, Chair. Not a lot to add, following from Councillor Perkins, always a hard act to follow. But I did note that in the some of the feedback that we received from the consultation process, there was commentary about a desire to have a grassed area. We did talk about that, but it's just notoriously difficult to manage and maintain. But certainly there has been a lot of discussion in the concept plan, and I imagine in the more detailed designs that will be forthcoming to manage the problems, or some of the problems with drainage and, winter and muddy pores and all of those kind of issues. So, overall, overwhelmingly positive response. And that is a testament to the work of officers, of course, and also, as I mentioned, when we endorsed this to go out for consultation, Councillor Perkins himself did have a hand in this concept plan, and I think it's a great outcome. So fully support.
Thank you. Any other councillors?
Yes.
Councillor Demerit.
I think congratulations to Councillor Perkins on his work on this. He's come a long way since his first year where he only got a speed hump, but one of his second things was the dog park, and it's continuing to improve. So we'll look forward to the outcome, and hopefully the feedback is taken on board and we get a great outcome from it. So congratulations on the work.
Thank you. Okay. All those in favour? I declare that carried. Thank you. Moving to the next item, the Revenue and Ratings Plan. We have one submitted to the committee. Don Vincent, could you move to the desk there, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, we're good. All right, thank you. Making a bit of habit of this, I think. I'm speaking on behalf of Friends of Nillumbik to support our written submission. We generally support the Revenue and Rating Plan and the financial projections based on a 3% annual increase, as we think it is affordable for Nillumbik and is indeed necessary to fund council services and priorities. However, it's a very bland statement that simply assumes a rate increase and sets out the mechanics of calculating rates and the cost recovery basis for other charges. Contrary to its stated purpose, the plan fails to outline a strategy about why 70% of council's revenue should be driven by a 3% increase and what are the potential risks to such a strategy. I'll quote the rates summary, which is buried in the middle of the document. It states, quote, "The budget projections have been prepared on the basis of a 3% rate increase in 25-26, followed by increases of 3% in each of the following years." Nothing more, no explanation as to why 3% is appropriate. It appears to be an assumption based on the 25-26 fair go rates cap, with no reasoning for its adoption, no comment on whether the additional revenue is needed to meet new priorities or whether there is pressure from increasing costs, no comment on the impact of possibly constrained revenue on delivery of essential programs. It's not explained in the budget either, which uses the same assumption. We think this plan could be much better. Additionally, we'd like to comment on the timing and documents associated with the council plan and the budgeting processes. The 25-26 budget was recently approved. The revenue and rating plan comes to this meeting, and the annual action plan for 25-26 is yet to be seen, all issued separately. Surely they must all interact with each other. While most of these may be driven by state government timing imperatives, we think the council is actually accountable to the community. The piecemeal way in which these documents are made available for comment makes it very difficult for anyone to see how they fit together and where our money is being spent. Further, we understand the council plan for 25 to 29 is due to go to next week's council meeting. Unfortunately, it will only come into effect from June 26 onwards, approaching halfway through this council's term. The council plan should be developed earlier to inform the first full year budget in a council's term. We advocate for a much clearer process, integrated timing, and better informed budgets and financial plans that enable effective input from the community and the council indeed to deliver on its priorities. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Any questions, councillors? Councillor Joy.
Thanks, Don. Just a point of clarification, perhaps I misheard. Did you say that the council plan won't be in effect until July 2026?
Well, that's my understanding because of your budget. You've just approved now the budget for 25-26. You're going through the council plan process, but as your budget's set for this financial year, it won't be effectively to the year starting in July 2026 that the council plan will have any impact unless you actually change the council plan that you've already approved.
Thank you. I understand what you mean now. Perhaps is it appropriate, Chair, for me to respond to that? Or?
It's not a discussion. You can ask a question.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Maybe your comments could be in the discussion of the motion. Yeah, discussion could be in the discussion of the motion, Councillor Joy. Okay.
Can we ask a question through the chair?
You can.
Potentially, Jeremy, would you care to respond to that? Thank you.
Through the chair, yes, in an ideal world, the sequencing would be different, but we are dictated to by the Local Government Act, and the rating and revenue plan would make sense to be done after the council plan, but we have got statutory requirements that has to be signed off by the 30th of June. But in relation to the specific question about the when the council plan takes effect, once council resolves that, it is backdated to the 1st of July, but obviously won't inform direct budget decisions and allocations until the preparation of the 26-27 annual budget.
Thank you. Any other questions? No?
Don, just from your comments, I assume you see council as a different entity once we have a new election, and you don't see it as the same. Council sort of keeps continuing through, like Nillumbik Council as an entity keeps moving. Do you see that as being quite distinctly different, and therefore should have a completely different time frame?
I think so. Council as an entity is, one organisation, but the councillors change. They're elected for particular reasons, particular drivers, and I think speeding up the time frame that they can have an impact on budgets is significant. Seeing as the current council was elected in October, it's now June. You're only now considering the council plan, which won't take effect for another year, effectively. So that's the concern, that there should be an opportunity to make change early and integrate the financial planning processes earlier.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Don. Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, councillors, anyone like to move a motion? Councillor Demerick.
I'd like to move a motion as per the papers.
Second? Councillor Cope, thank you.
The state government requires that council adopts a rating revenue plan prior to June 30 in the year following election under section 93 of the Local Government Act 2020. And that's what we are starting the process of here today. We went out, the council adopted the draft revenue and rating plan on the 29th of April, and it's been out for community consultation. We had one written response, and we've had a verbal response to follow that up. There's concern about the, I suppose, the blandness of it in both those responses. There's a certain amount of reason for that is that we don't really have a crystal ball to see where inflation's going to be in the next little while, but in some ways the cost side and the cost drivers are much the same as the inflation drivers. So if we see a 3% increase in the cost, we'll see we'll need to have a 3% increase in the revenue to balance both of those. So in some ways, you know, we could make all of the figures different. We're still just guessing, but they are sort of interrelated in a lot of ways anyway, and will be modified slightly as the fair rate cap, fair go rate cap is modified by or put out by the government. Other than that, I think that, you know, as Mr. Vincent pointed out, it is a solid rate plan, nothing too surprising. It is able to cope with the increasing cost. It's able to be, for a council to be accountable for its commitments. It's to fund council services and council priorities. So as we move on into it, I think it's a good solid rating plan. Not much has changed. People can sort of understand what they will expect. We have had a commitment from officers to try and take on some of the FONS or Friends of Nillumbik suggestions, and there will be some extra commentary added. But as I said, I think it is a solid rating plan and will continue on. So I fully support it. Thank you.
Any other councillors wish to speak? Okay. All those in favour? I declare that carried. Thank you. That is the final item for the planning and consultation meeting to consider this evening. So I can declare we need I keep doing this, don't I? We do have to say supplementary and urgent business. There is none. Confidential reports. There is none. So I do have to declare the meeting closed at 7:18. And if you stick around, you might go right into the next meeting. So thank you. Cheers.